So 2003, I moved back to Lubbock from Salt Lake City. So at one point that year, I found myself sitting across the table from a woman at Super Salad. And we're talking, and I'm trying to explain the value of art, being a Christian and making art, and how those two are not at odds with each other. She was sort of the typical Bible Belt, non-creative type. Everything was cut and dry, black and white, and so I couldn't get through to her. I couldn't explain to her why I made music the way I did, and I don't even know why I felt the need to explain myself to her. So she starts to ask some pretty probing questions about my art, and why it was the way it was. And I was a Christian, am a Christian, and believed strongly in what I was doing and the music that I was starting to make. So she asked why I never sang about Jesus, why I never actually used his name in any of my songs, and I told her that I really tried. I really wanted to, and I don't know whether that was my own desire or the influence of my culture, but I really gave it my best shot, and any time I tried, it was just really cheesy and sounded really forced. But you can always tell the art that's been forced. It feels contrived. It doesn't feel real. Versus the art that is truly expressed from somebody, truly where they are, kind of the song that's really in their heart, or the painting or the picture that's really in their heart. You can tell the difference. And so I was trying to explain that to her, but it's hard to explain that to someone who's so cut and dry. But for some reason I kept trying. So she says, you want to write songs about Jesus, but you can't? And I said, yeah. So she said, well, son, then you've just got to get closer to Jesus. And I'd heard that probably a dozen times in the last week from people who didn't understand what I was doing. So it was easy enough to sort of brush that off, to her not understanding, to us not communicating well with each other, us not hearing each other. That was easy to dismiss, but the questions kept coming and kept probing further into what I was doing. And we get to this point where she just looks at me, and she basically, it felt like this was what she was driving at the whole time. She said, when I hear your music, I don't believe that you're a Christian. And for some reason, that got me. That hurt me so bad. And I saw that as I took what that woman said to me that night and I projected it on Lubbock. And the anger that I felt toward her for the words that she said to me, I transferred that on to the entire city of Lubbock. But Lubbock was just sort of this thing that I couldn't shake until I came to realize that it wasn't necessarily Lubbock, because you can't forgive an institution, you can't forgive a city, you can't forgive a zip code, but that there are people in the zip code, in the institution, in the cities that I needed to forgive. And it transcended that woman that day at Super Salad. But it's for that reason that I was dying to get out of Lubbock. And that's why I wrote the song Gotta Get Out. Because I thought all my problems were Lubbock, and so I wanted to leave. And I came to find that Lubbock wasn't really my problem.